Hey, Inner Power Entrepreneurs, I'm your host, Dr. Amanda. If you're a coach, expert, or business owner, you're in the right place to learn law of attraction strategies that will help you supercharge your energy, your mindset, and your habits to manifest rapid business growth. And I've got an awesome episode for you today where you're going to learn how to reprogram your subconscious mind to win as an entrepreneur. Reprogramming your subconscious mind is key because that is where all of your power comes from. And I'm going to tell you why today. First, I want you to think about what would it mean for you to win as an entrepreneur? Because we're talking about programming your subconscious mind to win. What would winning look like for you? I know that for me, winning looks like waking up feeling really good. So the first thing you do when you wake up, instead of going, oh my God, there's so much to do today, I feel overwhelmed and unhappy, you wake up and you go, yes, today's another day for me to get to do what I love in the world. I'm aligned with my zone of genius. I am a master of my time, so I don't feel overwhelmed. I don't have too much on my plate, which means that I'm humming, I'm flowing. I'm able to say the results that I expect, set my goals, and accomplish them. And I feel in control of my reality. I have an awesome team, if that's what you prefer as a business owner, right? You have a team that you love working with. You enjoy the clients or customers that you're attracting your way. Your money is growing in the bank, and you see that you are scaling at a pace that feels great to you. You feel like you're a master of your money. It doesn't master you. You aren't stressed about money. So you sit in this relaxation of feeling like, oh, I have a system that works to attract my 5-star people, and it's predictable. I have a predictable ROI because I can plug in different strategies into my systems to test them out to keep scaling to whatever level I desire, which means I know who my customers are and I know my client journey. And I feel like, oh yeah, I've made it as an entrepreneur. I feel really good and I'm constantly learning and growing, and this is the business for me. I've decided to continue scaling because I'm winning and it feels so good, right? You're present, you're relaxed, you're peaceful on the journey, and you really design your lifestyle from a place of, your entrepreneurship and your lifestyle go together, where you go, hey, I build my business in a very particular way because it feeds and fuels my lifestyle. So those two go together. They're co-created. It's not that you have this mismatch where you feel like you work all the time because you're striving to have this lifestyle and you feel like someday you'll get there when you can have this level of success, but it's separate. And so you're really living by, when you're winning, you're living by be, do, have. So you're being aligned, you're feeling good in the moment, you're feeling peaceful about your business, you're feeling relaxed about the journey, you're attracting what you want your way, and your lifestyle is just an outer reflection of fulfillment in every area of your life and business. So to me, that's what winning looks like as an entrepreneur. And when you have this going on, you will automatically experience rapid business growth because you will be so high vibe, you will have such a high vibrational frequency that you will be opening doors of opportunity to you with ease and joy and flow and fun. And so I would be surprised if that's not what you want. I think that's what we all want: freedom. We want to feel in flow. We want to feel good about our lives and our businesses. And so what it takes to do that is to have a subconscious mind that is programmed for success. And it's important to know that most people are not programmed that way. And what's even more important to know is that it's possible to program yourself that way. So the things that I see entrepreneurs struggling with the most, there are 3 things that I think every single problem could fall into for entrepreneurs. Every single stuck point falls into these 3 things. Number 1, fear. And you've heard me say it before, fear is the future expectation of awful results. So when you are stuck in a state of fear, you have imposter syndrome, you're negatively self-comparing to other people, you're focusing on lack instead of what you've accomplished. So you're always in a deficit or in the gap instead of focusing on the wins and the gains. You're always in a fear state that there's never going to be enough, you're not enough. What if it doesn't keep working? What if I can't succeed at the level I choose? What if I succeed and then the success feels too overwhelming? I mean, and on and on and on the fear goes. So that's one of the biggest problems. I see this a lot across all different types of entrepreneurs at different levels of business. Number 2, procrastination. Procrastination could look like shiny object syndrome, where you're constantly floating from thing to thing and never building momentum in a direction. So you're taking action, but you're procrastinating on taking the right actions that would actually lead to productive results. And so shiny object syndrome, I really see as a mix of fear and procrastination. Procrastination could look like analysis paralysis. You have so many things to decide between that you don't take any action because you can't make a decision. So it's decision fatigue, analysis paralysis. A lot of times procrastination is based out of fear because you don't know what to do. And so you keep doing the same thing over and over again that's not getting results, but you feel like you're doing something because you're busy in your mind. Procrastination actually has nothing to do with laziness. It has to do with you being scared and or having a lack of a plan, or it's not aligned with your zone of genius. And so you are scared to take action because if you don't actually enjoy what you're doing, then everything seems like an obstacle, which is going to cause you to not take action. And then the last thing is a lack of a system. Okay, so fear, procrastination, lack of a system. And when I say a lack of a system, I'm talking about an energetic alignment system, a mindset system, and a business scaling system, or systems for business scaling. And these are big ones because if you have a lack of a system to get predictable ROI or predictable money coming into your business, you're going to struggle every single day. I have noticed this a lot. I've been doing a ton of consults lately, and I haven't been saying no to anyone. So no matter what level of business they're in, and no matter how much income they have, meaning they might not be able to work with me in my group coaching program, I'm still talking because I want to learn what's really going on for all of you out there. And it's amazing to hear the struggles because I go, wow, I've been through that too. I remember that feeling. And then watching people struggle with the same things over and over again, and then knowing that I have solutions for it is amazing. And it's what I'm talking about today. It's you have fear, you have procrastination, you have a lack of a system, and I see it time and time again. It's wild how these problems are actually so common, and they are easy to fix if you know the way. And I teach you the way here so that you don't have to struggle. It sucks to struggle. It feels awful to care so much about what you're putting out in the world, but then not be able to turn it into money. And what all winning entrepreneurs do is that they bring solutions to the world and they manufacture money. I like to think of us as ATM machines where we provide a solution and you can pump out any amount of money you choose because you have limitless potential for income and impact. And those two don't go together. The more income you're making, the more impact you're making. The more impact you're making, the more income you're making. And it feeds off of itself. But if you don't have a system in place to know how to convert a client into a paying customer, you're going to struggle to have enough money to fuel yourself as you continue to scale your business. And then even if you don't have a system when you get to those higher levels, you might sabotage. And so that system is an energetic system. So an example of this would be that you have a system to scale and you're attracting clients and you're making more money. But as you make more money, because you're not in your mindset aligned or your energy aligned, you sabotage when you get to a certain money set point, and then you go back down and you start to struggle again and feel overwhelmed and frustrated. And I see this with all different levels of entrepreneurs. And so these problems don't have to be yours. I want to point them out for you so you can go, oh, I am stuck in fear or procrastination or a lack of a system, because recognition is the first step of reprogramming your subconscious mind. And I'll get to my formula here in a second. I want you to really think about how all of these problems that I just said, fear, procrastination, and a lack of a system, are all rooted in your subconscious mind. Okay. What I mean by that is that you have been programmed since you were very, very young to believe and think and feel all that you do today. So what you're getting in your results world right now is a reflection of what you experienced in the past, and what you get in the future is going to be what you're planting seeds for today. So the stories you tell yourself today about who you are as an entrepreneur and what's possible for you is what you are going to get in the future. And this is based on all of the accumulated stories you've told yourself in your past that get stored in your subconscious mind. So I want you to think about your subconscious mind as the storehouse of your repetitive feelings, thoughts, beliefs, and actions. So it's your habits, right? If you've listened to me in episodes where I've talked about habits, you'll know that my definition is a repeated pattern of feelings, thoughts, decisions, and actions that over time become automatic. And so your subconscious is holding your habits. It's the storehouse of your beliefs, it's the storehouse of your feelings, and it's the storehouse of your habits. And it wants to keep you trapped in yesterday because habits are efficient, right? When you believe something and you feel something over and over again and you get used to it, it's easier on your system because now there's no unpredictability. Unpredictability can feel like a threat. And so the reason that people really struggle with changing their subconscious mind is because it's so safe to keep believing the same things you've always been believing. And even if they're not getting you where you want to go, it's safer than breaking out of the box for a period of time to create something new. And so it's going to come down to you deciding with radical responsibility that you want something different. And I'm going to say that again because that is so important. If you want a different outcome in your outer world, you must decide to do something different. You must decide to be something different, to feel different things, to experience different things. And it's going to take a conscious choice because radical responsibility is not the easiest path at first. It's the easiest path in the long run because you become the master of yourself and you become a person who can manifest anything you desire. But at first it feels pretty scary and it feels hard because you're changing a lot and change can be uncomfortable. And so that's why most people don't change, and that's why most people stay stuck in their old subconscious programming. They tell themselves the old stories and they just keep getting the same outcomes. And if you don't want that, keep hanging out with me because everything I do is about helping you reprogram your subconscious mind to win as an entrepreneur. It starts with your inner power. It starts with you deciding, committing, and taking action in a new direction to manifest a different outer world reality. So let's talk about my inner power formula. And you've probably heard this before if you've listened to me for a while. I'm going to keep saying it over and over again because repetition is how you reprogram yourself. So my inner power formula is 3 steps. Number 1, recognize. Number 2, reframe. And number 3, repeat to reprogram. Recognize, reframe, repeat to reprogram. This is a simple formula in terms of remembering those 3 things. And let's break down what that actually means so that you can implement it. And then I'll give you some steps to implement it. So number 1, when we're looking at recognize, remember that mindfulness is a choice. Radical responsibility is what it's going to require if you are ready to actually recognize who you are, what you want, where you want to go, how to get there. If you want to recognize and really admit to yourself like, wow, I don't enjoy where I'm at right now, or wow, I'm playing small and I'd really love to get to the next level. I really want to win as an entrepreneur. I really desire financial freedom and freedom of choice. You got to recognize that and be willing to say that to yourself and see that clearly instead of playing small and pretending you don't want what you want. So recognize is all about you slowing down enough to be mindful and conscious and present, and it's a choice and it's a habit. You're going to need to choose to be present, and it's a constant training. You've got to go through this whole formula to start to have this get easier, and it will, I promise, it'll become automatic. It just takes practice at first, and then once you have it down, it becomes an automatic habit to go through this formula very quickly and get different results in your outer world. So recognize is about choice. It's about you slowing down to get present and recognize where you're really at in your world. You know, how do you feel as an entrepreneur? What do you want as an entrepreneur? What do you want as a lifestyle? Why do you even care about being an entrepreneur? Why do you care about helping people? Those are all recognition questions. And those are all questions that you want to be asking yourself to start to recognize how you're feeling right now, knowing that feelings are your guide to what you're going to manifest in the future. So number one, that's recognize. Number two, reframe just simply means to shift your feelings, thoughts, or actions. So do something different in your feelings, your thoughts, or actions. So once you recognize that you're not feeling good, you reframe by doing something to make you feel better. Once you recognize that you're having thoughts that are limiting or beating yourself up or keeping you playing small or causing you to sabotage, you start thinking different thoughts by programming reframes. If you recognize that you are procrastinating, you start doing something different. And so reframes are about you doing, being, feeling, experiencing something different in order to start to reset your state of being. So once you recognize that what you're doing isn't working, you reframe and feel, think, and do something different in order to get a different result. And the way that this works to permanently reprogram your subconscious mind is by repeating to reprogram. So repetition is the way that you can reprogram your subconscious mind. And it takes repeat until you reprogram, and then it becomes automatic. This is really cool concept in cognitive psychology that's called automaticity. And what it means is when you do something consciously so many times that it becomes unconscious. So you perform actions without conscious thought or intention because you repeated and practiced it so many times. So you practice, and now you don't have to think about it. So a great example here would be like driving a car. Imagine if every time you got in the car, you had to retrain yourself. That would suck. It'd be very inefficient because you couldn't get anything more done in the day. And so automaticity allows us to practice something over and over, and then it becomes automatic to where you don't need to think about it. And so think about how this affects us positively and negatively. On the negative end, if you keep practicing doing things over and over and over that aren't leading to your expected results or your desired results, that's what you're going to keep getting because of automaticity. You've done it so many times, you keep doing it over and over, and you keep getting the same results. Now, on the other end of the spectrum, if you program yourself for winning, then you turn it into automaticity to succeed. So you turn your feelings and your thoughts and habits, because you repeated them over and over, into getting a positive result. So now you have automatic subconscious programming that leads you to positive results. That's how the law of attraction works. And so automaticity is a really cool concept to think about. Hey, are my autopilot, that's where autopilot comes from, right? Are my autopilot habits setting me up for success? And if they're not, you'll know, because you can just ask yourself this recognition question. Hey, do I like the outcomes I'm getting right now? If you don't, then it means somewhere in yourself you have subconscious programming that's setting you up to get negative results or results you don't want. And so you've got to reprogram your subconscious mind. So let's play with reprogramming your subconscious mind so you can win as an entrepreneur. Real quick first, I had someone ask me, hey, are you ever going to have sponsors for your podcast? And I thought, I don't know. I just like to sponsor myself because here I am doing this and it's fun and easy. So here's my sponsorship plug for myself. If you have not yet checked out my Law of Attraction for Entrepreneurs program, it is exactly what we're talking about today and pretty much every podcast, because it's a subconscious reprogramming program, right? So it's a tool to reprogram yourself. Go to lawofattractionforentrepreneurs.com. lawofattractionforentrepreneurs.com. Link is also in the show notes. You can unlock 90 Law of Attraction lessons to help you reprogram your subconscious mind as an entrepreneur. It's a killer program. Check it out, lawofattractionforentrepreneurs.com. And it's 7-day free trial. So you can get in there, see if you like it. We have a masterclass, we have daily lessons, we have a book club, all designed to help you reprogram your subconscious mind so you can succeed as an entrepreneur and win big time. This program is amazing, so check it out. Okay, let's go back to action steps for today. So action steps to reprogram your subconscious mind. Number one, when you're thinking about recognizing, you want to experience and know like the question for recognizing. And I want you to think of it this way. Up until now, what have I been struggling with most? And I want you to go back to what we were talking about, the 3 struggles. Am I struggling with fear, procrastination, or a lack of a system? Could be all 3. That's okay. Just recognize and know which one are you struggling with? How are you struggling with it? And I would recommend journaling about this. Ask yourself, what am I struggling with the most right now? What and have up until now I've been struggling with, And I don't want you to keep in that struggle mode. The reason you're reprogramming yourself is so that you can get unstuck and stop struggling. And it doesn't help you to pretend you're not struggling. So just acknowledge, hey, I'm struggling with fear, or man, I'm struggling with procrastination. Yikes, I don't have a system for success. I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of throwing spaghetti at the wall and hoping it sticks as an entrepreneur. No wonder I'm not able to scale. And so just recognize, and this isn't to beat yourself up. This is to become consciously aware and be radically responsible so that you can decide what to reframe. Okay, so just journal about which one am I struggling with most, fear, procrastination, or a lack of a system, or all three, and get detailed about what it looks like for you in that struggle. Number 2, you're going to start to reframe. So if you've been experiencing a lot of fear, you can use journaling, meditation, mantras, or EFT tapping every single day to reprogram yourself. My Inner Power 101 free course gives you all of these strategies. So go to innerpower101.com and get free strategies for reprogramming fear. Really, it would reprogram all of these things, but these are great strategies you can use as reframe tools. If you're feeling procrastination, if that's what you recognize that's your most predominant problem right now, then ask yourself, what's one small step I can take today? And the reason I say this is because often when you're procrastinating, it's because you're looking at this huge picture of your business and you're thinking you need to take all of the steps, and it causes analysis paralysis, or there's just this fear of like, I don't know what to do. So I want you to think, what's one small step I can take today that will get results? Okay, so add that clarifier. What's one small step I can take today that will get results? And results are probably, if you're at that stage of procrastinating, it's probably what the result would be: money in the bank. It would be getting a client. So what's one small step I can take today to get a new client? And be strategic, narrow your focus. Don't think you need to think 6 years down the road or even 2 months down the road. What's the step I can take today? Another reframe, if you're experiencing the problem of a lack of a system, is that you can start asking for clear solutions. I would definitely here say get a coach. If you've broken through fear and procrastination and you're on your way, but you're still not scaling to the level you choose, I'd say this is your time to get a coach. Of course, you could work with me. You know how to find me, I would imagine. If you don't, go to rapidbizgrowthroadmap.com, and you can set up a consult with me. So a lack of a system will usually look like you are either fluctuating in your income, you don't have consistent income, you constantly feel stressed, or you feel scared about the future, you don't have systems in place to get expected, predictable results in your business, or you're just going, I'm not sure of the next step. So you're lacking a system. And a system also could look like your morning routine system, your daily time blocking system. Systems are critical to help you set yourself up for success. So reframe here would be to start asking for clear solutions and looking for, who can I get to help me? You don't need to know all the hows, because obviously if you knew the how and you knew the system, you would have already implemented it. So you're looking for a person to help you with a resource. You're looking for resources to help you understand how to systematize. So, asking yourself, who can I get to help me implement systems at this stage in my business? And look for the person who's been there, done it, and is good at what they do. It doesn't need to be me. If it is, awesome. If it's someone else, access the resources that are already there, because you can follow the success. And if you're struggling with this, you clearly don't have a system. Okay. And then number 3, you're going to repeat to reprogram. And what I mean by this is that you're going to use your reframe strategies starting today and throughout all of 2024, and repeat daily. And then come back to me at the end of 2024 and tell me, Dr. Amanda, I'm blown away by how your inner power formula caused me to reprogram my subconscious mind and manifest all of what I desired in 2024 and win as an entrepreneur. I promise you, it's like I cannot convey enough how simple this actually is if you were just to decide and commit to implementing it. So the recap on the formula is to 1, recognize, 2, reframe, and 3, repeat to reprogram. And keep plugging in with me. This is what I am a genius at doing, is helping you understand how to program yourself for success using law of attraction strategies. I love being here with you today. Thank you so much. Remember to go to lawofattractionforentrepreneurs.com and check out the subconscious reprogramming program that is just for you and designed to help you in 15 minutes a day reprogram your subconscious mind for success. Until next time, I'm sending you giant hugs and inner power high fives.